When your oil pressure warning light appears after an oil change, it signals a potential issue requiring immediate attention. Understanding what each type of warning light means is crucial for your engine's safety. The red oil can icon indicates critical low pressure. You must stop the engine immediately to prevent severe damage. A yellow or amber light suggests a maintenance reminder or minor pressure deviation. A flashing light indicates intermittent pressure loss or sensor malfunction. Begin with immediate safety checks. First, stop the engine immediately if you see a red warning light. Next, check the oil level using your dipstick. Then inspect under the vehicle for visible oil leaks. Finally, note any unusual engine temperature readings or sounds. Proper oil level checking requires specific timing and technique. The engine must be off for 5 to 10 minutes for an accurate reading. Pull the dipstick completely out, clean it thoroughly, reinsert it fully, then pull it out again to check the oil level between the minimum and maximum marks. Visual leak inspection is critical for identifying the source of oil pressure problems. Look under your vehicle for fresh oil spots on the ground. Check around the oil pan and drain plug for signs of leakage. Inspect the oil filter area carefully and note the color and consistency of any fluid you find. If your oil level is below the minimum mark, add the appropriate grade of oil as specified in your owner's manual. Add small amounts at a time and check frequently to avoid overfilling. Never exceed the maximum mark and always use the exact oil specification recommended by your vehicle manufacturer. The first step in troubleshooting oil pressure issues is assessing your oil quality. This involves checking 3 critical factors: color, viscosity, and contamination. Oil color is your first indicator of oil condition. Fresh oil ranges from light amber to honey-colored, while used oil darkens to brown or black. However, milky or foamy oil indicates coolant contamination and requires immediate attention. Oil viscosity affects how well it flows and lubricates engine components. Different viscosity grades flow at different rates. Oil that's too thick may not circulate properly, while oil that's too thin won't provide adequate protection. Finally, inspect the oil for metal particles or debris. These contaminants indicate internal engine wear and can damage oil pressure sensors or clog oil passages. Next, verify your oil filter installation. An incorrectly installed filter can cause pressure problems even with good oil. Check that the filter gasket is properly seated and the filter isn't over-tightened. Now locate the oil pressure sensor, typically found near the oil filter or on the engine block. Check the electrical connections for corrosion, looseness, or damage that could cause false readings. Once you've addressed any issues, you can reset the oil pressure warning light. The most reliable method is using an OBD2 scanner to clear diagnostic trouble codes related to oil pressure or maintenance. Manual reset procedures vary by manufacturer. For example, some Ford vehicles require pressing brake and accelerator pedals simultaneously for 20 seconds with ignition on. Always consult your vehicle's service manual for the specific procedure. Remember that resetting the light only clears the warning. It doesn't fix underlying problems. If the light returns after reset, further diagnosis is needed to identify and resolve the root cause of the oil pressure issue.